Hi everyone, it's Tragic Plum Bob and we've got a brand new video. So today's video is a little bit different to what you might have seen already on my channel recently, but we've jumped back into Paralives and we're going to be making one of the Sims 4 Townie households. So we're going to be looking to make the Landgraab family today. And so what I've actually done ahead of this video is I've quickly been doing some research just to find out the lore about the Landgraab family, just because I always find the lore of the family like super interesting. So if you didn't know, this family, they live in, I believe it's Oasis Springs, so like in that deserty bit. And the thing that's really interesting is they come from old money and they're known as like the rich snobby family who seem to like run the roost, run the roost, you know what I'm trying to say. But basically they run the show when it comes to The Sims 4, and I don't know why, but I always think like whenever I think of Nancy and especially Malcolm, I'm like, ugh, I would not want to be friends with her, I wouldn't want to be involved. And actually after doing the research, it completely makes sense why. So Nancy is actually the one that has all of the money and she's the one who runs the show. I mean, not being funny, she definitely looks like she wears the trousers. But basically she is actually a crime lord. And the absolute hilarious twist, which I didn't know about, is that Jeffrey actually works as a secret agent detective, meaning he's literally supposed to stop the crime that his wife is actually committing. So I don't actually, do you know what, I've never actually played the family, and I'd be interested to know if he actually knows what her career is. I'm sure he does, surely. And then you've got Malcolm, who, yep, it describes him as like snobbish kid. I mean, yeah, literally I look at him and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be your friend. I wouldn't want my child being friends with you. You can stay away. And he's actually joined the criminal underworld to follow in his mother's footsteps. And then there's a little bit of a side story. So I haven't actually created this para, or sim, should we say, but basically there is another member of this family, and that's actually Johnny Zest, and he does actually live in the same like world as the Landgraabs, but they completely disowned him, and he's like got none of their money. He's not allowed anywhere near their money, and apparently the reason for that is because he didn't want to follow the footsteps of his mother, and he wanted to be a stand-up comedian, so they completely disowned him. So actually, after listening to this whole description, I am still walking away going, actually no, I don't like the Landgraab family. So I always thought, to be honest, I didn't actually know that Nancy was like a crime lord. I thought they were like in real estate because of the Landgraab, and when I read other descriptions, I think it does also say like they do have a lot of money when it comes to like land and housing and stuff like that. So who knows? I mean, yeah, I can't actually imagine her being a crime lord. But I guess the ones who you least expect are always the ones to watch out for. But anyway, let's have a look into the video itself. So I've actually basically created Nancy and her features, and I have to say, like, when I come into Paralives, I always find it quite tricky because, so the one thing that I find the trickiest the most in the Paramaker compared to The Sims 4 is you can't touch the face to manipulate it. Like, you're using the arrows to manipulate it, and I'll be honest, my preference is being able to like grab a nose and move it. I don't really like the arrows and having to adjust in that kind of way, but I've got quite used to it. I'm going to tell you a fun fact. Actually, it's a secret and I hope none of you tell anyone, but I still haven't actually successfully built a house in Paralives yet. So I see all of these creators, and I mean, some of them I'm really like, I get on really well with on Instagram. So like one of them's like Cookie Creative, and honestly, the builds that these people are making, I'm like, you guys are so far ahead of me that I am actually scared now to build a house. I I don't know, I've really like, I actually really struggled with like the foundations of it, and I'll be honest, I haven't found like the camera that easy to use. So I know like Twisted Mexi, so if you don't know Twisted Mexi, they are a CC creator that does like the tool mod, Better Build Buy. They are insane. They've already made mods, but I'll be honest, I'm really scared to already start putting mods into a brand new game. Like, this is fast, guys. Like, it took years for there to be like good mods in The Sims. This is literally, I think on the same week as it being released, there was already mods and CC being put into the game. And I'll be honest, I've actually been enjoying using a game that just doesn't have like heavily modded stuff, and I'm just trying to use the game to actually create it. And I'll be honest, that's actually one of the reasons why I've enjoyed making Townies, because yeah, I don't have the luxury of using CC, and I'm trying to like figure out how to make it look like that character. Yeah, and I actually find that challenge quite fun, and I'll be honest, it is a challenge. So like, for example, I know we're now move on to Jeffrey, but when I was doing Nancy, like, there isn't a hair design that's similar to what Nancy has. So it's like, you have to pick one that works well and it kind of gives that like Nancy aura to it. So I am really like happy actually with how Nancy turned out, and when I did like a group picture of them together, I was like, yeah, okay, they do actually look like the Landgrabs but in Paralives. So I was really happy, and again, similar with Jeffrey. So I'm currently working on Jeffrey at the moment, and I'll be honest, I struggled with what hair to use for him because his hair is a bit strange. Like, it's like, he really suits it, but it is like that very like old man, simple, like, you know, middle parting kind of like with a weird fringe. Like, he pulls it off, but yeah, there isn't that kind of hairstyle in the Paralives or Paramaker. And actually, although like you can customize like a lot of stuff, you know, there isn't that much content in here yet. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, there are already like CC and things like that being included, but yeah, I mean, yeah, no, look, I'm trying to like go through the hairs at the moment. So I think that one that I'm currently on at the moment is the one I land on, but I kept looking at it backwards and forwards, and I was like, not sure, don't know if this works. Yep, don't know. So yeah, I did keep going like backwards and forwards on it, and was like really worried like whether it worked very well. And actually, I even went like backwards and forwards on his glasses, because in like obviously The Sims, like I've got so many like different glasses to like work with, and you know, it was just like frustrating really, because I'm so used to having too much content to use. But as I say, it's a bit of a fun challenge. So I did go backwards and forwards, like trying to like figure out their like the lip shapes, and I was actually using a reference picture. And the reference picture I was using is, if you literally type Landgraab Family in Google, it's like the first one that comes up, and I'm pretty sure it's like part of the Sims wiki like page. So that was the reference page that I used. And they're the outfits. So I didn't actually do like full-blown outfits in this either. I didn't do like the sleepwear, the nightwear, or anything like that. I just kept it very simple to like what they wear in them as their main outfits. The one thing that I didn't like, and it was on the last sim, who we'll be coming up to in a minute, but it's on Malcolm, and I don't know how, but like when you look at Malcolm in The Sims, he looks swami. Like, there's something about him that just doesn't look right. And yeah, like he looks like, I'll be honest, he looks like a little brat. And I couldn't replicate that in Paralives. And then when I was trying to do poses as well, I was like, he just doesn't look as like swami and horrible as I want him to. But as I say, overall, I'm really, really happy. The one thing that I've really, really enjoyed about like Paralives and Paramaker is this customizable element on the shirt. So top tip that I did is, in Google, you can get an extension which is like a colour drop, a colour finder. So let's say you found a colour on like a picture of them. I can use that colour drop on the picture, copy and paste the barcode, and then put that into Paralives and it will replicate the same colour. So what I did is I used the picture that I found of them, used the colour drop, and then put that in for his shirt to try and, you know, have like the closest match possible. I'll be honest, when the colour of the shirt came up, because of the like, I think it's just the design of Paralives, like where it looks like more like cartoon pixelated vibe, it doesn't look exactly the same, but according to code, like the code, whatever, I don't know what you call a colour code, but according to that, it's pretty accurate. So, and I really like that element because, you know, that's something that we haven't been able to do. And I know I keep going back, like so many creators say don't compare it to Sims, but I feel like it is really similar to Sims, and I think it's really hard not to sit here and do like the straight back and forward comparison. I think this game is like so impressive. So as I mentioned earlier, like I haven't built a house, but like I have dabbled in like trying to like build stuff, and even like the build function, it is so good. Okay, one thing actually while we're here in this point in the video, so I did like the genetics, and I mean, when we did the genetics, that child is not their child. Like, it did not come out looking anything like them. And the reason why I used genetics was because I was like, not like, obviously it's their son, so I do want it to be their son, but I wanted it to kind of have a bit of a glimpse of Nancy. And we did get there in the end, but it took a few tries. Like Nancy was definitely, with the children that were coming out in those genetics, Nancy was definitely doing some dodge. But yeah, so we're now on Malcolm, and as I say, like I think, to be honest, I just think he looks too nice, and I wanted him to look like a little swami, horrible goblin child, and he just looks like a really polite young man, and I just don't think he would. Like, I just look at, honestly, he gives me like the biggest ick, and I kind of feel sorry for Jeffrey. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like Jeffrey seems like he's going to be like the nicest man ever, and then he's got this really like strange wife who looks grumpy all the time and is probably an absolute beep, and then there's him who's a little brat that's probably got everything that Nancy's ever wanted to give him. As you can tell, they are not my favourite family. I wouldn't want to be friends with them. Like, I used to do polls on Instagram on who would be your best friend, and I'm telling you, Nancy would never be my friend. Like, she scares me. She actually scares me. I think that's the problem. It's not actually because I don't know her, so I can't judge. But no, she actually genuinely scares me, and I think she would be really mean. Again, I found it really difficult to find a hairstyle that matched our dear old Malcolm, but tried my best, and this was the hairstyle that I went through. Outfit, again, wasn't able to match that too easily. He wears this really like strange shirt with like patterns on it, and I tried to like replicate it, but it didn't work too well. But I was happy with the outfit, and I think, you look at him and you're like, okay, that is Malcolm. But as I say, I just think he looks a bit too innocent. One thing I did have to go back and do was change the eye colour, because originally I thought that Nancy and Malcolm had blue eyes, but they actually don't. I went back and I researched it, and they've both got green eyes. So I did actually go and quickly change that. We've got to make sure that the details are accurate and correct. So yeah, I went back and I changed those like bits and bobs, and then I also changed Malcolm's hair colour to make it a little bit of a dirtier, darker blonde than Nancy's, because he uses that hideous colour in The Sims. But anyway, we're coming up to the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys.